Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be going through an election prediction between uh, Maryland Governor Wes Moore and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, two candidates who are very viable candidates, people that um, definitely could run in 2028. Marco Rubio maybe a little less so if he does decide to bow out and give the reins to Vance, but I do still think that there is a lane for Rubio actually to run in the Republican primary in 2028. But I do think that that's very contingent on President Trump's endorsement. And if President Trump endorses Vance and whatnot, um, I don't think Trump is going to really speak to 2028 until early 2027 or after the midterms of next year when people do have to start announcing candidacies, but probably early 2027, something like that, um, where he will essentially either say that he is not going to make an endorsement for the Republican nomination, or if he's going to endorse J.D. Vance, or if he's going to endorse Marco Rubio or somebody else. With that being said, let's just get right into this prediction. Some safe Wes Moore states. I think Wes Moore will be a pretty good candidate for the Democrats to run in 2028. Relatively charismatic from Maryland, which is more of a liberal state, so I guess he doesn't have any sort of like Midwestern appeal. But I do think he would perform better than other Democrats like Kamala Harris would, or Tim Walz would, or maybe even somebody like Gavin Newsom would. I don't really know. I don't think Gavin Newsom actually is as strong of a candidate. I think if he was going to play it smart, he should run the moderate lane in 2028. But the problem with Gavin Newsom is he's a little crazy, um, and he does a whole bunch of things, and I don't think he really knows what lane he wants to run in. And politically, he kind of seems a little crazy. I'm not going to get into it, but I think Wes Moore would have a better appeal and be able to relate to people better than somebody like Newsom. Rubio, I think, would perform very well in these core Trump states that have shifted, that used to be toss up states like Iowa and Ohio, and Maine second, probably winning them by more than double digits, as well as the state of Florida, his home state. When you look at those Senate races, he won them by very considerable margins. And then when you look at 2024 with the Trump margin in Florida, that was double digits. I think you could have Rubio winning Florida by a safe margin. Looking at likely more states, this would be New Jersey. I think you'd win these northeastern states by likely margins. Getting to 190, 202. Going to leave Virginia out of it. I think Rubio would do pretty well with suburban women. Kind of does have a little bit of a Glenn Youngkin appeal. I think he'd do very well with Hispanics. So I'm giving him these Hispanic, states, not Hispanic states, but states with high concentrations of Hispanics in them, like Texas and Arizona and Nevada. To Rubio, when you look at the margins in 2024, Trump actually did very well in states like Arizona and Nevada, even better than people expected him to do. So Rubio now at 236 electoral votes. Moore would win Minnesota, not North Carolina, by Virginia by a lean margin, getting up to 225, and Nebraska second, matching Kamala Harris in what she was able to get in 2024. Heading into the lean Rubio states, I think that the state of North Carolina, messed that one up, would lean in favor of Marco Rubio. I think that the state of Georgia would lean in favor of Wes Moore. Just increase some brightness here. Um, I think that Wes Moore would actually tilt the state of Wisconsin. Um, I think that Marco Rubio would win the presidency by tilting Pennsylvania and Michigan in his favor. But I see this being a very narrow presidential election victory for Marco Rubio, 286 to Wes Moore's 252. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please comment below your thoughts on this election prediction. What stuff would you keep the same? What would you change? Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos to come. Have a great day.